All right, let's move now to Nigeria, where it's been 3 years since the government set up the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, also known as AMCON. AMCON was established to bail out its banking sector. The banking sector in the country had nearly collapsed when AMCON pumped in billions of dollars to buy back the non-performing loans of some of the banks. In an interview with our correspondent Deji Badmos, AMCON CEO Mustapha Chikeh-Oh-beeee says the organization has been able to restructure a substantial part of non-performing loans and has begun the process of selling the 3 banks it had previously taken over.
Well, the achievement is that the banks have been fixed. The Nigerian banks are very, very solid. And we did this without disrupting the nation's finances and without disrupting the economy of the nation. So we're very, very proud of that. There's work to be done. We have a lot of loans that have to be restructured and recovered, and we're working very hard on that. But we always maintain we'll do it without disrupting the economy, without disrupting employment, and we're very happy that what we were created to do, we've done much of it.
What would have happened to the banking industry if AMCON had not been set up and that intervention had not taken place?
The situation was really, really bad. And it was actually worse than many of us thought. But I can say confidently that if there was no intervention vehicle like AMCON, that the Nigerian financial sector will have collapsed, will have lost jobs, close to 1 million jobs across the industry, across the country. And I think that you will be talking about GDP of 3 or 4% versus what we're talking now. So I think it was a very timely and wise intervention, and it was very necessary.
Now, what is the size of the non-performing loans AMCON took over?
When we talk size, there's 2 measures of size, and it's important that people understand this. The face amount of the loans is close to about 4 trillion. What AMCON actually paid for it, because we did not pay the face amount, we paid what we felt was recoverable based on the collateral values and based on what we thought was a reasonable, what had not been lost, was about 1.6 trillion. So when we talk size, the face amount is 4 trillion, the actual cost to AMCON was about 1.6 trillion.
And how much of the loans have you been able to restructure or even recover?
We have restructured or recovered close to 40% of the amount we took over. We're hoping to get a 60% by the end of this year.
For a while now, people have been talking about AMCON winding down, and even you have said AMCON should be winding down in about 10 years. Do you think within that period, AMCON would have been able to recover all the loans?
The target is 2023, and we believe it's achievable, and we probably can do better than 2023. But keep in mind, as we're getting there, AMCON is getting smaller. We are recovering and we're paying off our debts like we just did in December. We paid off 1 trillion. We're paying off another trillion next year, October. So we're going to be getting smaller and smaller. So by the time we even get to 2023, you're talking about a much smaller institution with a much smaller footprint in the Nigerian economy.